Qin Gang whispered, "Are you stupid? Can't see that I am deliberately matching your sister and master? You are still rushing to make a light bulb. Isn't this a good thing for your sister?" "I." Stephen hesitated for a moment, then whispered, "Second uncle, master is married." Qin Gang snorted and asked, "If you get married, you can't divorce?" "Who made it? As long as master divorces and then marries your sister, isn't master the son-in-law of our Qin family?" Stephen was dumbfounded, before nodding helplessly after a while. "Okay. Second uncle, you are right." After speaking, he thought about it, and said with a wistful smile, "Second uncle, you said, if master becomes my future brother-in-law, then I will be awesome. Who else is there in Orus Hill? Dare to mess with me?" Qin Gang smiled faintly, and said, "Once master wants to be your brother-in-law, I think if you look at the whole country, no one would dare to provoke you." Stephen was so excited, he clapped his hands and smiled. "Ha ha, that's great." At this time, Aoshui brought Charlie to a small dock by the lake. Here, there is a light steel structure small dock with an imported small speedboat parked inside. This kind of speedboat has only 6 seats in total, which is not big, but the stern is equipped with 4,400 horsepower Yamaha marine engines. Charlie was almost confused, and blurted out, "A ship of this size is equipped with a 200 horsepower boat, and it runs very fast with engines. This boat is equipped with 4,400 horsepower engines. Is this going to fly?" Aoshui stuck out her tongue and said with a smile, "This reservoir is usually closed for management, and there are no other boats on it, so naturally it's fun to drive fast." Then, she jumped into the boat and said cheerfully, "When I was on vacation abroad, I found that people abroad like to play super-powered speedboats. Ferrari also produced a Riva Ferrari speedboat, which I drove abroad. Once, it was quite exciting, but the power was still a little bit low, so I specially customized this speedboat. The power configuration is twice that of the Ferrari speedboat." Charlie smiled and said, "Let me say this, I am a little nervous." Aoshui smiled and said, "Master, please trust Aoshui's technology." Charlie nodded, stepped onto the speedboat and sat beside Aoshui. At this time, Aoshui pressed the start button, and the 4 side-by-side V8 marine engines rang out loudly. The low idling sound was much more powerful than the feeling of a supercar. Aoshui slowly drove the speedboat out of the dock, and then smiled mischievously at Charlie, and said, "Master, sit down." After that, she suddenly increased the accelerator to the end. The entire speedboat quickly burst out with great power and rushed forward. Although Charlie had prepared, he was still shocked by the huge power of this speedboat. The lake is very wide, so you don't have to pay attention to the road conditions like driving a speedboat on land. On the surface of the lake, it was okay to close your eyes and open them. The entire surface of the lake suddenly became Aoshui's reckless venue. Her character is a combination of rigidity and softness. The character of the little pepper is destined to prefer this kind of intense extreme sports. But what Aoshui didn't expect was that Charlie had an extremely calm expression from start to finish, which made her feel a little disappointed. The reason why she invited Charlie to take the boat was to see his nervousness. After all, everyone who had been on their own boat was nervous and afraid. She felt that even if Charlie was not afraid, at least he would show tension on his face, so that she could have a little prank success mentality. However, Charlie really did not change at all. Even if she had already exerted the power of this ship to its extreme, making this ship seem to be flying close to the surface of the water, Charlie by her side still looked indifferent. In fact, Charlie felt a little nervous in his heart. It's just that he felt that he definitely couldn't express this tension in front of Aoshui, otherwise, wouldn't he be pinched by this little girl? Aoshui continued to accelerate, and finally accelerated to the point when she felt a little guilty in her own heart. She finally gave up trying and gradually slowed down the speed of the boat, stopping the boat in the middle of the lake, and said to Charlie with her mouth pouting, "Master, don't you usually be nervous and afraid?" Charlie smiled and said, "Sometimes I get nervous, but I never fear." Aoshui hurriedly asked, "Then master, under what circumstances are you nervous? Can you give me a few specific examples? Come on. I really want to know, what can you do?" Master, you are nervous. Charlie thought for a while and smiled. Miss Song, she gave me a check for 100 million. Do you know this? I know. Ao Shui said with a smile. Did it mean that Sister Warnya honored you that check when you gave medicine to all of us at Orville's classic mansion? Charlie nodded. Ao Shui hurriedly asked, Master, you shouldn't put 100 million in your eyes. Why are you still nervous about this check? Charlie smiled and said, I put this 100 million check into my pocket and treated it as another one check and gave it to my mother-in-law. Ao Shui asked incomprehensibly, then why are you nervous? Anyway, 100 million is nothing to you. Charlie smiled indifferently, and said, I don't feel sorry for losing that 100 million check. But if it falls into the hands of my mother-in-law, I would feel distressed and unable to sleep for a month.